Hello again. We're wrapping up our discussion of the headline. We'll have to do a little continuing on next week. But let's get started because we're getting into the signs. All right. Now, this is one we've seen before, but the sign here, the red mark showing that line, which is called a branch, it's headed toward the little finger. And guess what? This indicates that we can make money from writing and shows the age at which we can do that. Now, that's why I want to extend it till next week because I won't have time to give the timing on the headline. It's due. So a line diving from under the index finger onto the headline can be a time when a book is published. Look to the appearance of the Apollo line, but I'll try to make sure I have an example for you to see. Okay, so we leave that one. Now let's go to this one. This is an interesting one. You've got these little feathery lines below the lifeline, and then you have an island here. And after the island, it's like the headline changes its shape into a hump as it continues on. Now, what does this mean? Let's take the little markings here, the sloping feather lines. These are signs of depression at this particular or specific time. So once we put a timing on this, and this would be about age 20 to 21, depression, okay? These little lines, okay. Now let's go to the island. So when we have an island connected with anything, we have, well, to be honest with you, they're like issues that are going on. This shows motivations are low. Difficulty in concentration, worry, psychological disturbances, and poor concentration. In addition, it can show high intelligence but sensitivity to stressful jobs. It shows the endless, stressful deadlines or situations the person must go through. They tend to take it all in stride. We may crack under pressure and are prone to stress, depression, or in extreme cases, a breakdown. We should avoid competitive environments and stressful jobs. Competition is good, but continuous, that stress starts to build up, then there's depression, then it may even be worse. Okay, so that's what the first one is. And the second one. So let's see what's going on with this hump. Okay. When you have a hump below the way I have it drawn, it's very close to the middle finger. This is a strong sign of depression. And when it dives downward under the middle finger, it can show that we are immersed in a fantasy world or possess a deeply introverted or fatalistic attitude. That's really severe. So you get your warning here. This tells you you're slowing down, your concentration's off. This leaps and then for the hump. It lets you know. You have to move away from the situation you're in. If you're in a situation, take a break. Take a break. Okay. And let's go on to the next one. Wavy line. Wavy line. What is a wavy line? Probably not so good. This reveals a tendency to vacillate. The person with this type of line often changes his or her mind. Can't seem to make up your mind. You're doing it here and then it loops and your mind is somewhere else and you're looping it constantly. As long as this goes on and we have a timing on the line, you can tell when you're making a change around what time. Okay, so let's go on to our next one. Here's a weak line. And what makes it weak? You've got a chain. They're grouped together. This is a chain of islands. Small chain, island, separate islands. Islands are like little circles. They're either together or they're separated. When they're together, the island is larger in size. So that's what it does. It just sort of breaks your concentration. You're not thinking straight, or there are loops in your thinking, interruptions in your thinking. You don't feel up to it. You're sort of out of sorts. It's mental, but it can be physical too. It affects you physically. So this kind of line you don't want. Concentration and emotional difficulties. And it can go on and on as long as that line is there until it clears, because it cleared a little here and then it seems to, or maybe that's where the line is supposed to end. Okay, so let's go on. So here's the headline with islands, and these are large islands. You start at the beginning with a little one, but here. So, and that applies. I'll just tell you briefly what it does. Poor concentration, worry, psychological disturbances, poor concentration. It could be you're working at a job that it's really too much stress for you, but you somehow feel you have to stay there, or maybe you're stuck there. I don't know. It's like an endless, it goes on and on and on and on. There's like no end to it. And it's working havoc on you mentally. So if you find yourself in a situation like that, it's time to get strong and just try to get away from it. And here's an example where islands are here and there's small islands in here. Yeah. So that's the same thing. It can happen to everyone. But once you know what it means, that's the first step, in my opinion, of doing something about it. Okay? All right. Well, we'll end at this point, and as I said before, I will do the timing on the headline next week. And I want to show you, I'll check with some other palmists, respected palmists, and see whether it's a little different from the one I'm using. And I will just see you can look at different examples of the headline. Remember, it is the lifeline that is the most accurate and highly respected of all of the timings on the major lines. Okay, with that said, if you like this one, give a thumbs up, share, and subscribe. Welcome to the new subscribers if you somehow got in and I haven't checked that yet, but we're very happy to have you. Thanks for watching. Love yourself. Love and light. Bye.